They just wanted to be litty in the Windy City.
Thought it was shit.
Just wanted to be litty in the Windy City.
80 from the beginning.
Black Yacht Weekend in Chicago. This is the vibe they promised. Instead,
it just turned out to be a horrible nightmare.
It's highly unorganized. The whole thing was a show.
They say this woman collected tens of thousands of dollars to book boats for people. Then she canceled. It was too windy to sail.
We are the people who were predominantly scammed by her.
Almost $1,000.
Have y'all ever went to Black Yacht Week or Black Bike Week or Black Snow Week? I've always seen those advertisements come up, and they do look fun. They do look good. And there's like there's some very beautiful people there, but I've always kind of just looked at them with a side eye like, but is it though? But is it though, for real? Like if anyone who's watching this has ever went to Black Yacht Week, Black Bike Week, Snow Week, whatever the case, anything like that, drop a comment below, let me know. And also let me know how their experience was and how close it was to how it was advertised. I've always been curious because I've never went to those events. Never say that I won't. I just never have yet. So I'm just curious.
That she owes me.
A TSR exclusive.
They're literally dragging me.
This accused boat scammer.
Oh, so they just making this stuff up, right? They're just making this stuff up, huh? They had nothing else to do but just drag you into this and just put all these allegations on you just because, huh? Just because people just making this stuff up, huh? Okay. Hey, maybe they are. Maybe they are. We don't know.
Sitting down with the Shade Room.
The math isn't mathing. Where's the $55,000?
I'm not a messed up person, Justin. I'm going to make it right by the people.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Before we get into it though, roommates, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. There, you're going to find full and exclusive access to our TSR Investigate stories every single week, right here in the Shade Room. The concept, it sounds nice on paper, Black Yacht Weekend. It's advertised on their website as a floating party for Black boaters on Lake Michigan. It's proven to be successful over the years, growing in popularity. That was up until this year where things got a little choppy. The windy weather and rough waters causing boats to capsize. This woman on Facebook posted that her boat was underwater. There were reports, too, of people falling in the water with no life jackets. This woman, a popular Chicago hairstylist, even drowned after falling off of a boat at the Playpen near Navy Pier. It certainly was a rocky Juneteenth weekend, and it's proving to be a headache even still for dozens of people who reached out to the Shade Room, saying that Black Yacht Weekend was also a hotbed for scammers.
They're literally...
Any event like that is usually a hotbed for scammers. Black Beach Week, Black Yacht Week, anything like that is usually a hotbed for scammers. Scammers are always going to be lurking in the corner, just trying to take advantage of people, just trying to have a good time. These events, like these parties and festivals, people are always going to try and find a way to scam. Just think of the Fiery Festival. That documentary they had on Netflix and Hulu. People are always going to just try and take advantage of people trying to have a good time.
Dragging me.
For filth. Glenise Jackson, she's a travel agent from Atlanta who saw Chicago Black Yacht Weekend as the perfect way to make a little money.
I wanted to make it more seamless for people the following year. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make it a trip.
So she started selling weekend packages on her website. Here's the flyer, starting at $375 for...
Okay, and see, now looking at this, I have seen numerous flyers over numerous years for, like I said, Black Yacht Week, Beach Week, Bike Week, all the stuff. And I've seen websites that look exactly like this. And the thing is, you never really know what's legit and what's not. All right. It could be a scammer that's making a flyer, just wants to just get you to pay them. And then you get there and they have nothing for you, nothing for what you paid. Or it could be the official party promo. You just never know. You just got to be really careful, because I've seen plenty of those party websites that look exactly like
single day boat parties, Or you could do the $700 bundle deal for lodging, transportation, and that boat party.
How many people
700
started to get on board in total?
In total, it ended up being a little over 200.
She says she had an agreement with 2 charter companies. She paid about $6,400 to rent 4 small boats from a man named Kevin, and then another $14,000 to another charter company for 7 larger double-decker boats like this one. She says that her contact person for that was a man named AJ.
He's the reason that the weekend went.
AJ.
It wasn't really like a cap on, the amount of boats that he could get. I felt comfortable doing business with him. He was always available. Basically, he was just like.
All right, she got one of those side eye piercings. I'm already looking at you, Simon. Like, what you trying to sell me, dog?
Everything is fully refundable. In the event that whatever World War III happened, you will get your refund.
June 21st came, and as the tides turned, she got a text from AJ the morning of these excursions. Quote, "Hey, unfortunately, due to really bad wind conditions, the captains will not be taking their boats out. Coast Guard told us because of high winds, boat will not be allowed for charters because of severe safety issues. One boat almost flipped this morning. They have assured me we can set up a future charter date or possibly just making sure everyone gets a refund or transfer." End quote. She then gets a hold of the boat captain who explains further, quote, "If you'd prefer a refund, we're happy to arrange it, but unfortunately, it takes place before the end of boating season. I can't really expedite it. We're dealing with many people, not just you, but you are guaranteed to get money back by the end of boating season, October 31st, end quote.
This is in June.
A hot mess.
By this point, she said she had dozens of anxious guests waiting near the dock in the blazing sun. Geneva Chapman from New York, she was one of them.
She's frantic. You know what I'm saying? She has 200 people that she's supposed to be putting on a boat today. I can't even imagine what that's like. She goes back onto the dock and then she comes back out the gate and she's crying. So at that point, everybody's like, yo, like, please don't cry. Like, we know this is a lot on you. Just calm down. Like, it's going to be okay.
Chapman says the smaller boats, they were allowed to sail, while the larger double-decker boats were not permitted at all. They've been waiting for hours for answers.
She comes back and she goes, all the boats are gone. To come back after all of this time and tell us the boats are gone. And then she goes, oh, well, there's a 4th boat. I'm trying to get it. And it's probably going to be another hour. This is 2.5 hours after you have people standing in the sun.
Brittany Williams paid just under $1,000 for 2 boat party tickets. She said that she requested a refund as soon as Glenise stopped communicating with her that morning.
I texted and I was like, hey, so, even if you guys go out today, I'm not interested. Can we just have our money back? And she never responded to that. And I haven't heard from her at all since.
And that's why they called on TSR Investigates. We asked.
Okay. So far it sounds like the captain and the people that run the boats, they text her, said, hey, due to these inclement weather conditions and the wind, we can no longer take our boats on there. So we'll give you a refund. Now it's probably going to come at the end of boating season. So for this to be around June and for them to tell her she won't get a refund to the end of October, to me that sounds odd, but at least she said she can get a refund. What I don't understand is if due to weather conditions and safety, they said, hey, we can no longer take these boats out, we'll give you a refund. If that's the case, why did she not give these people a refund? Or at least communicate that. Okay? I don't understand why she would not at least communicate that to her customers, so her customers are not just out wondering what's going on. But the fact that she just went ghost on them, that sounds very shady. That sounds very shady. So someone's lying about something.
Glenise, where are the contract agreements with these charter companies? Yeah. She told us they do exist, but we're still waiting for her to send them.
No. Whenever someone starts off a response with, well, they do exist, there's a but, And then after that, but you know some BS coming. Well, they do exist, but no. Well, that means they don't exist
to us.
That's something as a business owner you should have had.
Exactly, for sure. I didn't do my complete due diligence, and I take full accountability for that.
Let's talk about money. Glennie,
how about you take accountability by giving people their money back?
says she paid about $20,375 for roughly 11 boats. She sent us several screenshots of the payments that she sent these charter companies over the last 6 months.
The math isn't mathing when it comes to how much money you were giving these charter companies versus how much money you collected from people to go on these boats.
What do you mean the math isn't mathing?
Remember, she was starting tickets at $375 per person.
You said the lowest they paid was $375, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do the lowest, $375 times 200. That's $75,000. But between AJ and Kevin, you only spent about $20,000 on that. So where's the $55,000?
So I did spend money on Airbnbs. I spent money on photographers. I spent money on a shelf. I spent money on food. I spent money on alcohol. And then I did have some money that was still stashed away. But with all of the disputes and everything.
She's just making up expenses on the spot. I spent money on a shelf. I spent money on air. I spent money on that's what's up. Okay, that's cool. Where's the $55,000? You just you're just making up all these expenses out of nowhere.
It is my PayPal. My Stripe is in shambles right now.
Now, she did send me some of her expenses, about $6,400 for the Airbnb for her guests, about $1,000 for rental cars, another $1,000 for food, $1,600 for catering.
So $7,000 for Airbnb. So let's start, $55,000 outstanding. You take $7,000 from that. That is 40. That's 48,000. So now we have $48,000 between food, alcohol, and photographers. You spent that much money on food?
No.
Okay.
Of course not, Justin. Okay, whose side are you on, or are you mutual?
I'm not on anybody's side.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the numbers because so people that are reaching out to me trying to figure out the same thing.
Exactly, I understand. I do know the caterer cost me like $1,600. That's not including the food. That's not including the alcohol. That's not including me buying supplies.
Wait, what? What you mean? You gave a caterer $1,600 and that didn't include the food? Okay, if it doesn't include alcohol, I can see that. But it didn't include the food? Or some what was the $1,600 for? That's the thing. And that's what's so funny to me, because people will literally do some grimy stuff and scam and just expect us to just believe them just because you put a mic in front of their face and they say, no, I didn't scam. See, I spent money on Airbnbs and on hotels and rental cars, and us gave the person $1,600 for catering, but that didn't include the food. Huh? Or supplies. What? Nick, what was $1,600 for then? What was it for? For them to just juggle and stand on the table and tell jokes? Like, what could you possibly give a caterer $1,600 for, and it doesn't include any food? I've never heard that before in my life. It sounds like you just making up expenses on the spot. That's what it sounds like to me. Whose side you on, Justin? Are you mutual? What are you talking about? Where did all the money go? Where did all the money go? And you just think niggas is dumb, is just gonna believe anything you say.
To like the trays, all of that good stuff.
I didn't include the trays. What are you talking about? You have to buy trays. Niggas is dumb. Come on. look, I was trying to be neutral like Justin, but you sounded like a straight scam.
You plan to give them their money back?
Yes, Justin. Yes. I just want to.
No, you weren't. You're lying. You're lying. If you were, you would have communicated that with them. You wouldn't have ghosted them. You wouldn't have blocked them or whatever you did. You wouldn't have ghosted them. The Shade Room Investigates would have had no need to reach out to you to investigate if you were gonna give them the money back. Even if what you said was true about the text message and you're not getting that to the end of October, you would have at least communicated that with the people you took money from. You would have at least communicated that. But the fact that you just went ghost and now the Shade Room Investigates has to investigate lets us know you wasn't giving nobody back check. What are you talking? No, you think people just born last night?
Recoup my funds from the charter company.
She's lying. Then she goes on live after all of this happened, talking crap, and shows that she brought stuff from Costco. She brought the chicken salad and the tuna salad and the croissants and was making the sandwiches herself. We didn't even have Lay's. She brought no frills chips. You made upwards of $80,000. She had no contracts.
That's pretty good.
So everything else legal any legal jargon that you use is null and void. You didn't have a contract. You didn't handle this right from the jump.
Do you guys honestly, in your opinion, believe that these charters were real? Do you feel like she just was maybe in on it with them, or they collected the money, pocketed the money together?
Well, I think she saw this as a quick cash grab and thought it was so easy for her. All she got to do is book yachts. All she got to do is put people in rooms and she would make money.
Lenise, though, firing back, telling the Shade Room that she's processing refunds out of kindness. She says that her guests didn't read the fine print.
One thing about us, we don't like to read, right? I have all these disclaimers that's right there at the top of my website before you could even buy a boat placement. The very first thing was trip insurance.
You offering insurance.
Yes, I forgot about
and
that
you're
part.
not even licensed.
I forgot about
Like, who are you
insurance.
offering insurance through?
You're not affiliated with anyone.
Yeah, you're not
an
affiliated with
insurance
anybody.
agent.
So how can so if that did happen, who am I going to report
Who
to?
we filing a claim
to get my
with?
refund? Who am I filing a claim with?
Have you given anybody their money back?
Haven't did any Zelle payment returns. Some people have been refunded on PayPal. The people that opened disputes. So to be honest with you, like I told you the other day, from day one, I had a non-refundable policy. This is on my website. It's been there from day one.
Something guests say is not true. They accuse her of changing her policy after.
I believe that. Look, I can see if someone has a non-refundable policy, but usually people have non-refundable policies because the customer canceled their trip at the last second, right? They canceled their trip. Maybe there was an emergency or something came up. Maybe they missed their flight. They couldn't make it due to something on the customer's end happen, their fault that they couldn't make it, and or they changed their mind, just decided not to go. You cannot sell someone a product or a service, not deliver that product or service, and then be like, sorry, no cancellation policy. That's that. That's that. Sorry, no cancellation policy, 0 refunds. She knows y'all know she updated that probably 2 days ago. Oh shoot, let me put 0 refunds. See what else goes in 0 refund policy. No cancellation. You know she edited that afterwards.
The social media firestorm. You can see here on Kristen Dare's receipt back in February, it just says non-refundable deposit.
Would you guys have booked this whole experience if you would have known that this was non-refundable way back then?
No, because that's just too easy of a way to grab money from people. Just because it's not guaranteed. Like, we know things happen, whether but whatever, you know, charter companies canceling. So no, that's no guarantee.
I'm just really big on, I love to support black businesses. And I went out my way to vet you, do what I thought was my due diligence, only for you to still come out and be a scammer.
What will you be doing differently?
One, just making sure you're doing your due diligence, and that includes complete contracts that cover everything from the rooter to the tootle. Always recording phone conversations, and even in person meetings now, we're going to just pop up a camera. Just make sure we document everything so we're completely transparent, so you're not running into this in the future.
Now, we did reach out to Kevin and AJ of those charter companies. We're still waiting to hear back. But we did, however, hear back from Shaniqua Davis. She's the founder of Black Yacht Weekend. In a statement, she said in part, quote, that Jackson is not and has never been affiliated with Black Yacht Weekend in any official capacity. At no point has she been authorized to see, promote, or manage boat charters under the Black Yacht Weekend brand. We have been made aware that Ms. Jackson collected payments from attendees under the impression that she was providing boat charter services during Black Yacht Weekend 2025. To clarify, Black Yacht Weekend does not coordinate or collect payment for boat rentals or charter services. All charter arrangements are made independently between attendees and third-party providers. Glenise Jackson acted entirely outside of our event framework, and any representations she made were unauthorized and misleading, end quote. Now, Glenise, she refuted that, saying that she has been in contact with Black Yacht Weekend about brand affiliation since February, and they even promoted her on their social media at one point. She says all of that aside, her focus now is retaining that money that's owed to her and also repaying her guests the refunds that they are owed. Of course, we'll let you know what happens. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
Hey, look, I don't think I need to be the one to tell y'all those people ain't getting their money. Unfortunately, I don't think they're getting the money. It's really sad when we have, like the young lady mentioned, she's trying to support Black businesses. She went out of her way to support a Black business, vetted, did everything, and then that woman still ended up scamming her. Allegedly. We don't really know, but based off the story, it doesn't look good. I think that's really sad when you have people, especially Black people, going out of our way to support other Black businesses, and then those Black businesses are still scamming us. Allegedly. I can't stand to see stuff like this. So I really hope that everybody gets their money back, but like Justin said, or whatever his name, the math ain't mathin', the story ain't storying. Yes, I just made that up. The story ain't storying, and a lot of stuff she said just doesn't make any sense. It sounded like there were no contracts, were never any contracts. And it sounded like she just saw this as one big come up, one big lick. So sorry, y'all. I be laughing because I be laughing at people's stories because I'm just like, y'all really expect me to believe this? Like, come on. Yes, they exist, but what do you? If the contracts exist, how is there a but? How is there a but? Yes, they exist, but what? If the contracts exist, you should have at least proof of the contract. There should be some sort of PDF file, document, something, something. But the fact you don't have that means you are just scamming people from jump. And the whole catering thing, I was right about that too. Who gives someone $1,600 and it doesn't cover food? And she said that so confidently, like we're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that sounds normal. Sounds completely normal. I do that all the time when I have someone cater at my job. What the f are you talking about? It didn't cover food, supplies, trays. What does a caterer do then? That part was just so funny. Oh my God, people never cease to amaze me. Never cease to amaze me. But y'all, what do y'all think about this? How do y'all feel about this? Drop a like and a comment below. hit the bell, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.